In this video, we're going to add magnets to each of our little wallet albums. You should have 4 made. I showed you how to make one, how to construct the wallet album, and all 4 are made the same. The flaps open up the same, and then for each individual album, I will show you how to cut down some of these flaps to change the variation of these. So for each one, you will put a magnet closure on the front flap. You will get 4 sets of these. You will need to purchase 4 sets. These are the basic gray magnetic snaps. A pair has a plus and a minus, and they have self-adhesive on them when you peel the paper off. So I'm going to show you how to put it on one album. You just slide them apart. So you need a plus and a minus. And it really doesn't matter which one you put on the top or the bottom. So let's put the minus on the bottom of this flap on the outer part. Peel the backing off. And about center, just eyeball it, and about ½ an inch down. And then you take the other one and peel the backing off the plus. Sticky side up, attach the magnets together. Bring your larger flap on the front down, square up your little album, line up your papers, and then stick it down. And rub it real good so it sticks. And you should be able to separate it and have your 2 magnets on, which will be covered by paper. And again, you will put these on the same way on all 4 of your mini albums. And now we're ready to start decorating the albums. I will show you first an album that I've already done. We will do one. It is optional if you want to cut the pages down or not, or you can do them all 4 the same. But for now, I'm going to show you one that I did already decorated. What happened is I recorded the video and hit the wrong button, and so it did not record. But I'm going to show you, do the video, show you what I did on those pages so that you know what I did. So let me set this one aside. Okay, this is the one that I've already finished. What I did is I took the chipboard stickers that come with the kit that you purchased from me, or whatever paper line you decide to use. I used the balloon stickers here. This is stickers. I inked the edges before I stuck it down, and I inked the edges of the chipboard and attached that on top. Then these are chipboard letters that come with the chipboard sticker set. Magic. Added some stars down in here. Now the paper, I put that down first. I always measure twice and cut once. I use the red dots. Make sure your wording is lined up correctly. And this piece is 7 inch by 5 1/4. Stuck it down with, I used Mega Runner, tongue twister there, Mega Runner by Xyron. You can use ATG gun, your wet glue. I think a tape runner on this works better so you're not pressing down real hard to burnish the glue. You could use score tape. It takes longer to peel the backing off, and it costs more, so I use a tape runner like this. Put down the flat piece there. I ink all the edges. I do use the Tim Holtz black soot ink to ink these up, and the small flap measures 3 1/2 by 7. Put that down. Like I said, I added the chipboard stars. On the inside of the flaps, this will measure the same, 7 inch by 3 1/2. Sorry, 3 3/4. Yes, let's see. I'll cut that one 3 1/2 and made this one 3 3/4. So this one comes down. It was a 3 1/2 would probably work better, and I would have more edging there. Always make sure you do not cover up the fold lines. You do not want your fold lines covered with paper. And the top one measures 7 wide by 5 1/4 inches tall. I do not put any decorating on these flaps here because it's going to touch down on some other decorative stuff. You could add a photo if you wanted to, some journaling blocks here at the bottom on this part. For the first set of flaps on the inside, I cut the paper. Let me show you. Let me get a sample of it. I didn't use this stripe, but just for an example, I cut it so that it is 5 1/2. So I made my 5 1/2 inch cut this way so that I could keep this little border piece that is down here at the bottom where you see the barcode. You don't want that, but this piece you can use. And then I cut it 7 inches long and ink the edges and put that down. Now my next step that I did, I took the chipboard sticker camera and I left the backing on and just put white glue on the left edge and the bottom edge so that this part sticks down. And then I took this little envelope. You'll get a black one, a yellow one, and a red one in your kit. These little envelope bags. This way you can put some brochures or souvenirs, some extra photos, and I attached one of the 3x4 cards that I've already cut them up, and I put them somewhere. Let me grab them right quick. Now here they are, they're under the envelope. This is what I still have left. They come on the 12x12 sheet. You get one sheet of these. They're front and back, so you pick the ones that you like the best. Go ahead and cut them down to about a 3x4 inch size. So I inked this one, glued it down, and then you put the Say Cheese chipboard here. So this just slips in behind this. It holds it in. It doesn't have to attach. You could put a photo here, put some memorabilia and things inside this little pocket envelope, and have it there loose where you can open it. Then the next section, I again cut the same way, 7 inch, so that I could use this little border piece by 5 3/4. Put that down with tape runner after I inked it, and then I matted one of the cards, 3x4 cards, onto a piece of black cardstock. You're going to have a lot of scraps of cardstock with your kit after you do the cutting of your albums. And this one is 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. Just attach that down to give it some little stability where you could write down your attractions that you like to ride. And then I added this little chipboard. I left the backing on, just glued it here on the edge. And then I like to use paper clips. I have these cute vinyl paper clips, so I threw into your kit 2 white, 2 yellow, and 2 red. And I like to just attach that there so you still have room for a photo underneath here. And then this gives it some decorating. Then you open this up, so we need to cover the back side. I cut both of these the same way to get this border piece. You're 7 inches long, and this flap is 5 3/4. Cut them both the same. That's 2 pieces of 12x12 paper that you need to cut that with. And inked them and put them down with tape runner. Again, make sure you do not cover any of the fold lines in your album. And then for this piece, I'm going to leave this one blank. It's a good place for photos. I took 2 of these little cards, inked the edges, and slipped them under this paper clip on this side, just to add a little decorative look. The next flap, again, I utilized that border on the bottom of the paper by cutting it 7 inches tall, and this one's wider by 6 1/4. Let me measure that to make sure. 6 1/4. Ink the edges and put that down. Then I cut a photo mat out of our scraps. This one is about 5 7/8. It was 6, and I trimmed it down a little bit, by 4 1/2. And then I used my stub chomper. We'll use this again later. I'll show you how to use that to do the corners. Attach that down with tape runner, and then added this sticker piece. Now on these chipboard stickers, when you're sticking them down, it does have self-adhesive on the back, but I use a little bit of white glue to make them stay stuck, because sometimes they will pop up. Then we flip this open. This page I made with scraps of paper so that you're not using up all your big sheets of paper, because you do have 4 albums to cover, so we need to utilize it that way. I cut 2 strips about 3 inches each wide by the 7 inches long, inked them, placed them down, and then cut a strip of the stripe 1 inch wide, about 7/8 to 1 inch wide by 7 inches long, and then layered it like that on that side, which I also did that on the matching side, but we'll go back to that in a minute. So this side I'm leaving this way. You could add a photo mat if you wanted to. For this one, I decided to put down a photo mat. I matted 2 pieces of scrap paper here, but first I made a pocket. Now I apologize, I don't have, this is already made. I'm going to turn around here and cut out one for you. It's going to be cut 2.5 inches by 8. 2.5 inches by 8. Scrap of paper of your cardstock. The reason you're cutting extra is so that you can make your tabs for your pocket. So it's 8 inches long by, I want to be finished size of 2 inches, so I need 2.5 inch wide. Take your scoreboard. You're going to place it this way and make 1/2 inch score the whole length. Can you see that in there? Let me move that in here. Turn it, score at 1/2 inch, and it's 7.5. Okay. Next, you're going to cut away this little corner made by the score lines. As you see it, this little corner, little box here. Cut to the inside of the flap that you're keeping, to the point at an angle. So you're cutting more away than just the box. You're cutting like that. Now then, we're going to fold it on the score lines, all 3 sides. And to put this down, I'm going to use score tape. So I'm going to go ahead and put the score tape on that. I've already stuck it down in this book. I'll save this pocket for another one of the other albums. But I used a 1/4 inch score tape on all 3 sides of the flaps. This is so that anything that you're putting in the pocket does not stick. So we'll do it this way and this way. And I'm going to set that aside. You can either use it in one of my other albums or something that I'm going to make later on. Then I cut a piece of paper so that I could get special event and admit 1, and it is 1 7/8 by 6 3/4. Ink that and put that down. So now we have a pocket. The photo mats, I made 5 of them, or 5 inches by 4. Use the stub corner chomper there. These 4 I paper clipped together and added one of the little cards. And then I'm going to slip it into this pocket, and so that it doesn't fall out when I'm turning it, I just use the paper clip to kind of hold it in place. So let me move this like this. You could also put like a folded map or something from your trip into that. Then I added this brad piece that I have. I cut the legs off of it and used foam squares. I used these. Used 2 of them on the back. This way I had decided after I had put the paper down, and you can use your Tim Holtz scissors to cut the backs of your brads off. Then just stick it down, and this is one of the chipboard sticker pieces that I glued down there. You get 4 of these as a bonus in your kits. They're all go with the Mickey line, the Say Cheese line. It is not by Simple Stories. It is a different line. I think it's Queen and Company, but they all go together really well. So I just picked at random 4 different ones that have the cute sayings or symbols on them, and put 4 in each kit. So that's a bonus gift with the little brads that you can use throughout your albums. I'm only going to be using 1 because I want to make sure that you all got at least 4, so I only kept 1 for myself here. Then we flip this over, and we've already done this side. I've already told you about this side. This one, again, is the scraps. I did it the same way as this one. 2 scraps on each side and then 1 down the center. Then I cut a photo mat that is 4 and almost 4.5 by 6. Again, use the stub on the corners. And then I took this chipboard film strip stickers, chipboard, and I put just glue on this side, the left side, and stuck it on there so that if you put a photo in, it's going to go under there like that. And then I added 3 different stickers from the sticker sheet, the 12 by 12 sticker sheet. And this is a sticker, says collecting autographs, that comes on the sticker sheet, and this is a chipboard piece that says Seeing Stars. Then on the back inside piece, again use this border section and cut a piece that's 7 by 7. Ink the edges and put that down. So this is a pieced one. I used the border piece and this one, so it's about 3.5 inches, and then the admit one is about 3.5 inches. Put those down. Then I cut a strip of the chevron, just 7 inches long by 1/2 inch wide, and put a strip down that. So these 2 have border pieces here and here, and then this is a strip. Put down the mat, and then I picked out 2 ticket chipboard stickers. M is for Magic and B is for Believe. And again, I just glued the bottom pieces. I left the paper on the back. So if you put a photo in, you can put it in all the way down like that. Okay? And that's this album. This is the one where I left all the flaps as originally made, the full size. Goes in this way, this way, this way, and this way. And then the bottom one up. Got your magnet here, and this one flaps down and holds it shut. Now on the back, what I want you to do is very important. Do not cover your back on any of your albums until you're completely done covering the front and the insides. This is a 7 by 7, so it could take a full sheet of 12 by 12 paper. I want to make sure that you have enough paper to do all your pages. Don't want you to make the mistake of covering this back and then not having enough, because you can leave this black. You could use a different colored cardstock, and then from some of your scraps you could actually make a strip to cover just the strip, this seam line here, and just leave it black with just a strip on the back. And I will show you that, but we're not going to do any of that until after all the albums are constructed, finished, and covered. So I'm going to stop the video now, and then we'll start it back up, starting to work on the pages of the other 3 albums, showing you how to trim them down and create different shapes of pages in your books to have variety in all 4 books.